Welcome to Bring Us Back, bringing back common sense to the American people. Now, I want to talk about Trump's pre-debate press conference. Pre-second debate press conference. It was genius. It was a clear media troll. It was a clear media troll to force the crooked press to cover something other than the Trump tapes. Hilarious. They were practically eating out of his palms. It's so funny how they bend over backward to cover anything this man says. So the fact that he could turn it and flip it around so that they cover what he wants them to, absolutely genius. And I say, more power to you, Trump. More power to you. Now, after the second debate, the Washington Post called Trump sexist for calling Hillary and referring to her as she and her. When I hear things like this, my mind goes into a very dark place, and I get very, very angry. So, it actually leaves me with one question. Why is masculinity considered sexist? Because between the Obama administration shoving trans bathrooms down Americans' throats, to liberal universities such as Harvard forcing their staff to no longer refer to male students as men, we are demasculizing our men, especially our youth. Today's youth could not be compared to our grandfathers. My grandfather, 18 years old, went to fight in the army. Your grandfather, your neighbor. They killed Nazis! They killed Nazis. They slayed people. They went to battle. They risked their lives at 18 years old. And we have 18-year-olds nowadays in this country who are too afraid to be referred to by their own gender. Our grandparents stormed Normandy. Our men are weak. Our grandparents fought in the jungles of Vietnam, fighting Viet Cong. Like I said, they stormed the beach of Normandy. They liberated concentration camps. They freed the Jews. They went to war to defend what was right. They broke down the pillars of communist nations, all while protecting people at home at 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old. And now we have kids nowadays that can't decide which skinny jeans to put on or which color of Toms best match their fitted sweater. It's hilarious to see the evolution of men in this country. And I put that at the forefront of liberal policies. And a lot of people are going to think I'm crazy for getting this passionate about something. There's nothing crazy about it, okay? The best generation ever was the generation of our grandparents. They were hardworking, committed. They went to school, worked 2 jobs, or they went to war and they fought. We have men that are 30 years old living in their parents' basements, and they cannot figure out which outfit they look best in to go out and grab a drink downtown. So you can call me crazy for getting upset about this, but it's important. The future of our nation depends on men my age. That's why I get so animated and I make these podcasts for my listeners. Because one day, hopefully, I can reach a broader audience. I will be an independent voice. I will not be like Rush Limbaugh. I will not be like Mark Levin, Glenn Beck, Hugh Hewitt. I do not want to be one of these men who are so tied to the Republican Party. I want to be an independent voice of reason. And if you don't have an independent thought process, I don't think you could make it in this industry. So yeah, I'm going to get passionate. Yeah, I'm going to get loud because these are the things that are important. These are the things that we need to think about when we elect our next president. All right, I'm going to pivot to something else that's very important. Actually, something that the media is not talking about, of course. And that would be the WikiLeaks dumps. And over the past week or so, WikiLeaks has dumped a whole bunch of emails that are connected and surrounding the Clinton campaign that clearly show that tech giants such as Facebook work closely with Hillary Clinton, and specifically Facebook CEO Sheryl Sandberg. A few of these dumps revealed that she works very closely with Hillary, and if Hillary is to be elected, she might become our Treasury Secretary. You know, while you're at it, Hillary, why don't you make Al Sharpton the Secretary of State? And go ahead, make Robert De Niro Attorney General. And why don't you fill your cabinet with George Clooney and Miley Cyrus and all these other left-wing liberal whack jobs from Hollywood that support you? You know, Bill O'Reilly said this week that at least 3 media giants have ordered journalists and reporters to destroy Trump. And while that's no news to most of us with a bit of common sense, I also think that Fox is doing the same thing. And maybe not on a broad scale like MSNBC, ABC, CBS, and all those liberal media outlets. But I got to tell you, a few nights ago, I was watching Megyn Kelly. And, you know, she has an hour-long show. And she spent at least 50 minutes of the show, at least, talking about the Trump allegations. 50 minutes she spent. There was fire in her eyes. There was blood coming out of her mouth. She was so angry and so animated. She was so worked up. It's because she's a feminist. And you can spin it any way you want to. You can say that it's because she's passionate about her job and she's doing a good job covering this, but that's not the case. She's the one who started all the attacks on Donald Trump in that first debate that she moderated, when she came out and hit him with that disgusting question. She started all the feminist attacks on Trump. She is a feminist, and she can't stand a successful macho man as masculine as Trump possibly winning the White House. And she's going to do everything in her power to take him down. And she's going to use her own show as a platform to do so. Yeah, she can fake it to the American people and make it look like she's bipartisan and go to Trump Tower and interview him after all the beef and Twitter wars. But last night, she clearly showed that she has true hate for this man and she cannot accurately cover this presidential election. I saw something that made me laugh uncontrollably this week. And it was Hillary Clinton out campaigning, saying that during the second debate, Trump went low, talking about her husband's accusers and bringing them to the debate. So she went and took the high road. There's only one big problem with that statement. The moderator's first 3 questions involved the Trump scandals, to which Trump repeatedly apologized and tried to move forward with substance. He had no choice but to go low. He had to debate Hillary, 2 moderators, pundits, and he still came out on top. It was a town hall format. The people around him and around her were undecided voters, and they were supposed to ask the questions. Yet you have the moderators from CNN, the Clinton News Network, asking the first 3, if not 4 or 5 questions pertaining to the Trump scandal. They controlled the way that debate went. You barely got to hear anything from the people that were undecided, that were trying to figure out who they wanted to vote for in this election. Trump is right when he says that if it weren't for the media covering for Hillary, she'd be at 10%, if that. She's a disgusting person. She's a filthy person. She's a criminal. But she has so many people covering up for her scandals that it makes her look less unacceptable. So to start off, with the Trump scandal, I want to say that it was reported that Paul Ryan's top advisor, Dan Senor, leaked the Trump tapes. That's right, Paul Ryan's top advisor. He worked for the Mitt Romney campaign as well. He earned the name Romney's puppet master during Romney's presidential campaign. Also in the early 2000s, this same man aligned himself with the Bush administration, where he earned the title, the face of the Bush administration's effort in Iraq. That's what the media referred to this man as. So think about that. The man that leaked the Trump tapes 1 month before the election previously worked for Mitt Romney, the Bushes, and now Paul Ryan. All three are largely against Trump and publicly against Trump. And they're all RNC elites. So think about that. I come to the conclusion that it was a clear, planned attack by the GOP. It's really sad because in the second debate, he prosecuted Hillary so well. Better than any of the 16 people that he went up against could have. Better than any Republican could have. He also got more votes than any Republican in primary history. So the fact that the GOP leaked this tape about Trump clearly shows they never wanted him to win. You can think I'm crazy in saying that his own party's trying to take him down, but there's actual proof to that statement. Did you know that not $1 from the Republican National Committee or the Republican Party has been spent on TV ads for Trump? Not one single penny, not $1. The only people running ads for him are the NRA, a few super PACs, to which aren't aligned with the GOP, and his own money. The Republican Party does not want him to win. Therefore, they want Hillary Clinton to be elected president, and they want to continue the status quo. I want to close out this episode by speaking to an issue that is very close to me. Thus talking about the speech that Michelle Obama gave this week while campaigning for Crooked Hillary. She said Trump's comments about women shake her to her core. You know what shakes me to my core, you hypocritical sack of garbage? The stance you and your husband have taken on law enforcement. The open disrespect for officers and the knighting of racial hate groups that promote death to cops. I have countless loved ones who walk the thin blue line, including my father, stepfather, and uncle, and countless family friends of all color. This blatant disrespect shakes me to my core. Michelle Obama, you should know the difference between the police force and the Obama administration. And it can be summed up in one short sentence. The police force brings people of all genders, races, religions together towards one common goal: to keep a community safe. While the Obama administration divides us for political gain. Thank you for tuning in. We are liberating America from liberalism and conserving America with conservatism.